Hey everyone, it's Chef. I hope you enjoyed that little highlight montage of the build, and if you want to try out something similar, I'll go over how you can right now. This is the primary weapon of the build, the Sword of Night. It comes with the Witching Hour / Ash of War, which is what you saw me essentially spamming in the highlights. This skill is insanely good at catching panic rolls. Honestly, you can get away with just spamming it in a lot of cases, but if you wait a small bit between activations and give yourself enough time to get slightly closer to the enemy, your roll catch potential goes even higher. In just an hour of playtime, I can't tell you how many duels I won with essentially 3 button presses. Anyways, if you're curious how you actually obtain the Sword of Night, what you'll need to do is fully complete the Count Ymir questline in the Cathedral of Manus Metter. I'm not going to go over how to complete that questline here, since there are a lot of resources out there that are already plenty good enough, so I'll be sure to link at least one of them down below if you need it. Obviously I have 2 of them for this build, and in order to get a second one, you'll either have to enter New Game Plus and repeat the questline, or just get a friend to give you one like I did. If you don't have anyone to give you one, you can always go to the Patches Emporium Reddit and request a trade, which I've done quite a lot. Honestly though, I didn't even make use of the POWERSTANCED Katana moveset all that much. It's really the Ash of War that shines here. But alright, as for the actual build, here are the stats I played with. Typically I never PvP at this high a level, but since this is the level I completed the DLC at, I figured a lot of you wanting to try out some fun builds will also be relatively overleveled. If you're going for a more meta level 125 PvP build though, here are the stats that I'd recommend for that. Sitting at level 200 like I am though, I hit the 80 dex soft cap to take advantage of the only scaling that matters for this weapon, 42 endurance and 30 mind, which are actually totally excessive considering how light of armor I'm wearing and how low the FP cost of the Ash of War is, but even with those heavy investments, I was still able to go all the way to 80 vigor. So if you wanted to, you could spec into Faith a bit to be able to use some buffs. The armor I'm wearing is the full Knight set, and this is purely fashion souls since I could be wearing far heavier and higher poised armor that would make the build quite a bit better. But if you also prefer looking cool over having a meta build and need a guide for how to find this armor set, I'll link one in the description. As for talismans, you don't need a super specific setup to make this build work. Shard of Alexander is great of course for making the Ash hit even harder. Then I just decided to go for some general stuff, like extra health, stam regen, and something like the Ritual Sword talisman for just that much more damage. Shard of Alexander is pretty big here, but nothing else is really essential. That's just about it for the build. I'm going to throw in some uncut fights for anyone who wants to see how the build plays a bit more realistically, but that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.